Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of Articulate Thoughts. Today is a Tuesday, obviously, but it actually doesn't even matter what day it is because time and space are an illusion. And I'm pretty sure if one of you individuals wanted to figure out what day I posted this video, I'm sure you could figure it out because all of us are very, adept to using this technology that is constantly around us, and we know how to find information on that internet thing we're participating in. Anyways, today I am particularly excited because I received some boxing gear from my parents that I left behind and in Ontario, and it's been on my mind. I want to train, and like I just don't have the gear, and I don't know the people. Da 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 da. And I actually came across quite a few people who have studied some sort of martial arts or boxing as well, and or want to get into it, and they want to get back into it, or some people that have been interested but never really got into it. And then there's some people out there who just never even considered boxing before, but they have so much pent up anger and rage and like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I'm super happy and super stoked to share this activity. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very beneficial. And I just want to talk about some of those benefits that I've enjoyed personally for me. And hopefully get more and more people into martial arts or boxing or just in the whole concept of moving their body. Yeah, so I would say the number one thing I got away from boxing was the importance of moving my body. There was a period of my life where my body was not doing so good, and as a result, I was also stuck mentally. I wasn't moving my body and I wasn't moving my mind, and it was very, very unhealthy for me. And my cousin got into boxing. He started an amateur career, and he needed some help training for fights. So he had asked me for we ended up doing an energy exchange where I would help him train, and he would give me free lessons in exchange. So I learned the basics off my cousin, who ended up being the Golden Gloves Ontario welterweight champion in 2013, and was very, very proud that he was able to reach that level in his boxing career. So during that time, we not only did we like bond through boxing, but it taught me a whole lot about myself and how far I could really push myself if I really just put my mind to it. And I noticed it was just very there's so many strong correlations between martial arts or boxing and music, and just seeing those connections, like it showed me like how something when you're passionate about something, you could kind of apply that idea or that string of thoughts and apply to anything in life. Like for me, it's music, and like I could just see how everything is like rhythmic and melodic, and there's a beat and everything. How things feel good when they're harmonized and synchronized, and it's just a very, very interesting journey and interesting lens to view my reality through that. But the the physicality of boxing actually helped me become a better dancer. It again, boxing is very rhythmic, and it's very how you say, like I guess like predictable. Like there's only a certain set of movements that you're gonna be doing, but it's a matter of being able to master those movements to a degree where you could just send the command and execute it without any thoughts or actions. It's just you're tapped into a higher frequency where you're not really thinking and just more so reacting. You're just in a flow, and you're just tapped into this other next level thing. And I think like when I started boxing, I was tapped into like there's a frame of mind or a mind space that exists where that's happening, where the thoughts aren't really there, and I'm just in a flow and responding to the reaction of the situation. And I think that was one of the most liberating things when I was able to apply that concept on a dance floor. Now, a dance floor is like a very interesting like space to be in because there's the music, and then there's you, and then there's the people around you, and like oddly enough, the people around you affect me so much. Like at that point, I was like always worried about how I looked with to other people, and worried about interacting with people in music. But like when it comes down to it, it's just like me and the music and my reaction to the music, or like my relationship with the music. And then when I was able to get into like, when I was able to get into that mind space of not thinking and just reacting through boxing, and so I applied that on the dance floor. Like it just brought another level of joy. Like I would dance in front of people when I was younger, but they were all like choreographed sequences, and it was just like robotic type of thing. But I'll from doing that, I was able to like integrate a very basic foundation of movements into like my psyche and my body. And then once I was able to get to that place that boxing took me to of not thinking and just reacting, I was able to string everything together, and I was able to tap into this infinite loop. I was just able to just hey hear the music and just kind of respond, and again not thinking about it, just completely tapped into some next level thing, and just this is how I feel, this is how I want to express myself, this is like all the timing and everything, and it was just a really really beautiful place to be, mentally and physically. And as a result of that, there's just a new like a higher when I'm tapped into that higher frequency, I'm able to analyze things from a different point of view. Like it's almost like I could get like I've elevated myself and I could view my life from a bird's eye view. And as a result, kind of figured out that essentially what it was is I'm meditating, like I'm being present and being able to identify what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what does it mean, or just being able to have clarity in my mind through movement. Like there's this weird thing about having stillness through movement, and it's a very real thing, and it very much exists. If you know people who jog or run a lot, there's something called a runner's high. So like maybe like the first 10 minutes are very grueling and it's very hard. You have to kind of mentally push yourself, but then there's a certain point where like you kind of break through this barrier and like you're good. Like you broke a sweat and you're in your rhythm and you're just kind of free flowing, and then your mind is elevated and you have this like other level of clarity. So I think that's like another medium that people can use to tap into that mind space. But personally, for me, boxing and dancing, those are the two main outlets to achieve that level of clarity. And it's something that I feel it's so beneficial in so many ways, just to be in that mindset and be in that mind frame. And for me, it's boxing and dancing, but for you, it may be something else. And I just kind of encourage anyone to participate in any kind of physical activity that you enjoy personally. There's a wide variety of different kinds of martial arts you could get into. Not everyone's a boxer or everyone's into that kind of stuff, but maybe you could try jujitsu, or try wrestling, or try kickboxing, or try taekwondo. There's a wide variety. Just kind of do a little bit of research. But even if you're not into martial arts, just you could reach that higher level of mental clarity through snowboarding or skiing, jogging, biking, swimming, rock climbing. Just get into your body and move, and then there's always going to be something for everyone out there. There's so many different things available to us as a North American type of society. You have access to a lot of different things, and I think if you could access that aspect to yourself, it would be greatly beneficial, and it would help everyone. Primarily because it helps yourself, and then if you help yourself, then you become a better person. You're able to just function as a stronger human being who has more clarity. But yeah, so thank you very much for tuning in. I think that's all as much as I want to say in this episode. But if you have any kind of experiences where you reach that runner's high or that like elevated sense of clarity, mental clarity, like post a comment or share another video of like your personal experience, or what do you do personally to get into that groove, and hopefully get some ideas out there and people can share their knowledge and experiences. So thank you once again for tuning in, and hopefully you get moving and we'll be able to move on to a better place. All right, I'll see you next week. Peace.